All righty. Bell ringer for today. There it is. Let's describe the advantages that the U.S. had over Spain during the Spanish-American War in the Caribbean Sea and in the Pacific Ocean. For those of you at home, please submit the bell ringer sheet for today's date, Friday, 10/9/20. And I'll give you credit for that. We'll close midnight. Oh, midnight.
Your sleeves are pretty tight there.
It's been working out.
You doing curls?
Can you tell? No, I haven't been working out in a long time. You can probably tell.
Yeah.
All right, one more minute here. Don't matter though. You get in that mat room, I'll throw you around like a rag doll.
Honestly,
Yeah, ain't nothing but a rag doll. Throwing you around.
I'm gonna go for a headlock. Get you down.
Headlock.
Yeah.
I haven't got hit in a headlock since 9th grade.
It's a new day.
New day, yeah. The right guy just hasn't hit me.
I ain't messing with some real wrestling. So you mess with me.
This is real wrestling. You ever see South Park? What is that? That ain't real wrestling.
Once I get down there, pull out a steel chair,
Just smack me on the back.
push it on the table, and climb up the ladder.
I'll be looking at the wall and I just get one in the back. I saw Dylan yesterday. Is he here? Is he back?
I don't think so.
Just quiz. He just came back for a test.
Maybe.
I think that's what it was.
Dynamic duo this year, me and Dylan.
Huh?
Got dynamic duo. We're gonna be the first two back-to-back state champs.
How cool would that be? That'd be awesome. That'd be cool.
Heavyweight 215.
Is that how you guys wrestling? Poor
Well, Dylan
Peyton.
might be Dylan 215.
Really?
He's like 210.
Is he really?
Yeah,
He's that big.
Yeah.
Great.
They said Elijah weighs 250.
Oh my gosh.
Got some cats on there this year.
I'll say. Holy cow. All right, let's describe the advantages that the U.S. had over Spain during the Spanish-American War in the Caribbean Sea and in the Pacific Ocean. What started it off? What started this war off? Do you remember? Chase.
Sinking of the USS Maine.
Yeah, good job. USS Maine got sunk right outside of what harbor? Do you remember? Now I'm putting you on blast.
Cuba.
Well, it's Cuba, yeah. What harbor, though, in Cuba?
Can't think of the name.
Anybody? No. Havana Harbor. Good job, Ethan. Awesome. Havana Harbor here in Cuba. Good job. And what was the United States? Why were they there? Why would they just be hovering right outside of Havana Harbor with their battleships? Spain controlled the territory. What the heck? Why would they be trying to threaten them? What do we got? Angel? What's that? I couldn't hear you.
Because I'm afraid to fight foreign enemies.
Okay. All right. All right. So why would the United States, though, be hovering right outside of Havana Harbor? Why would they have their battleships there if Spain controlled that territory? Chase?
Kind of like trying to intimidate them.
Okay, intimidate them, right? Yeah. And the United States had what in Cuba, even though Spain controlled the territory? What do they have in Cuba? Chris? What's that?
Civilians.
Here and there, yeah. Chase?
They have sugar cane.
Yeah, sugar business industries there, extracting resources. And the United States wanted to try to protect those assets coming out. And for the most part, the United States just wanted Spain out of the Western Hemisphere. So they're just trying to tempt Spain to attack them. And when the USS Maine blew up, right, Spain attacked us. Okay, we had to intervene, obviously. It was the greatest cause to this war to get us involved. All right, good. And we all know the story behind the USS Maine. Everybody kind of states that, you know what, maybe it wasn't Spain. Maybe it was just an internal explosion that happened by accident. No one really knows. All right, so then who promoted this cause to war in the United States? Who promoted it? Who's writing it all up in these newspapers? What are they called, Haley? Yeah, the Yellow Press. Good job. Yellow journalism. Okay, they're just writing sensational headlines and stories to try to promote this war. When realistically, we didn't have enough information on it, research about it. We don't know exactly what caused the explosion to happen. But how many Americans died? Uh-oh. What's that?
Wasn't it like 260?
66.
Oh, Haley, good job. 2 for 2. Knock them out of the park. 266. Good job. So when you see the headlines, you see the picture, obviously. Remember the picture that I showed you of the USS Maine destroyed out in Havana Harbor? And then you have 266 Americans dead from the explosion. This is going to push a lot of Americans to really have a full hatred for Spain, where they're writing these stories, creating political cartoons that show Spain as inhumane and dehumanize. What does dehumanize mean, you think? It's dehumanize mean. So if we're going to dehumanize the enemy, what are we doing? Killing them. Okay, so maybe in political cartoons we're killing them. We're showing them as beasts or animals, right? Showing them that they're not people. That's what it means by dehumanize. I'm going to talk about that a lot when we get to propaganda with World War I and World War II, where they draw these people and show them as animals rather than people. To create an enemy, right? To show them as lesser in a way. And that we need to try to rid them from the earth. Oh, crazy stuff to say. All right, so what advantages do the United States have over Spain in the Caribbean Sea, especially? What advantages? I know I talked about this. Haley, oh my gosh. What's that? Yeah, we're a lot closer, right? Plain and simple, we're a lot closer. The United States is only 90 miles away from Cuba. Okay, we can get there quick, fast with supplies, soldiers, armaments, you name it. Spain, on the other hand, they have to sail all the way across the Atlantic Ocean in order to try to fight this war in the Caribbean Sea. So already we have the advantage just with the location alone. Right, very similar out in the Pacific. How do we have the advantage? As the United States have the advantage over Cuba, or not Cuba, Spain, out in the Pacific Ocean. What advantages do we have, Brittany? Yeah, we have Hawaii, okay, military base. Ironically, we annexed Hawaii in 1898, and when did the War of Spain occur? 1898. All right, yeah, so we can see that already happening. All right, Midway Islands we talked about. All right, and also we talked about Alaska. What else? What else, Chris? Yeah, China and Japan. Good job. Yeah, good job. So already we have the Philippines, Guam, which was controlled by Spain, almost surrounded from the get-go, from the beginning. So this war, if it ever cracked, well, we can get there quick, fast, and arm and supply our troops at these locations very quickly. And Spain, they have to travel all the way across the world in order to get there. It takes forever. It takes forever. Okay, is there any questions on that, guys? We good? All right, make sure you remember that, because that's going to be important. That one definitely might be a short answer on a test here. Yeah. Okay, moving on. Going over the exam. Let me check real quick. Anybody turn it in? Nope. Cool. All right, let's go over this real quick. I will go over the definition, and you can say the term, like usual, right? Form of non-traditional warfare, generally involving hit-and-run attacks by small bands of fighters. Chase. Guerrilla warfare, good. Guerrilla warfare. Political, military nations, and economic domination of strong nations taking over weaker territories. What this whole chapter is all about. Colin. Imperialism, good. An agreement signed by the U.S. and Spain in 1898, which officially ended the Spanish-American War. Chris. Treaty of Paris, good job. Had to remember the year for that. America and other countries imperialize other areas in order to take or steal these. Autumn, you have this one? Raw materials, good job. Newspapers that use sensational headlines, extravagant stories in order to promote readership. Angel? Yellow press, good. Set of conditions under which Cuba was granted independence in 1902, including restrictions on rights of Cubans and granting the U.S. the right to intervene to preserve order in Cuba. Haley? Platt Amendment, good job. Platt Amendment, awesome. Belief held by some in the 19th century that certain nations and races were superior to others. Oh, or we have here. Rooster? Social Darwinism. Yep, good job. Survival of the fittest, right? Roosevelt's policy of creating and using, when necessary, a strong military to achieve America's goals. Picture right behind Haley. Remember that. Haley? Big stick diplomacy. Yep, good job. A pact between the U.S. and Japan to end segregation of Asian children in San Francisco public schools, allow immigration to the West Coast. Haley, go ahead. Gentleman's agreement. Good. A region dominated and controlled by an outside power. Hunter, you have this one? Uh-oh. Oh, yeah, good job. Sphere of influence. I thought I had you there. Thought I had you. A term when an imperialistic country would take resources from a territory to create finalized goods in its industries in its homeland. Haley, go ahead. Extractive economies, good. The conference in the late 1800s that split up the continent of Africa between European imperialistic countries. Rooster? Berlin Conference, good. Berrysburg, I thought so too. Yeah. They're meeting up there at Skianos, talking about it. Body of water that Great Britain created that linked the Mediterranean and Red Sea together to make travel between Europe and Asian markets quicker and easier. This one was a trick question here. Sorry about that. We talked a little bit about it when we went over the scramble for Africa and how Great Britain was trying to create a faster way, European markets to the Asian markets. Let's just create a canal right through here. And what was it? Suez. Yeah, Dr. Seuss Canal. No, I'm just kidding. Suez Canal. Good. Doctrine that made it a goal that America will have to eliminate European colonization within the Western Hemisphere. Chris?
Not sure.
Oh, yeah. Go ahead. Give it a guess.
Roosevelt.
No.
I think I'm
What we got? Or you're thinking of Roosevelt corollary. Oh. Kevin? Monroe Doctrine. Yep, good job. All right, people matching. Believed America needed a strong navy in order to compete with European countries. Brewster. Alfred T. Mahan, good job. Pushed America to purchase Alaska from Russia in the 1850s. Chase. William Seward, good job. Opened trade with Japan by threatening the island country with its superior naval fleet. Ethan, what do you got? Matthew Perry, Chandler from Friends. Believed in big stick diplomacy and that America needed to become imperialistic to compete at a world stage. Hunter. Teddy Roosevelt, good job. Describe the three main reasons that pushed American imperialism. What's one of them? First one. Haley? Yeah, European countries were modernizing, westernizing, becoming military forces, right? Military powers, and the United States had to compete. European countries were doing it first. Good. Two. Rooster. Yeah, good job. Raw materials, resources that they couldn't find within their own borders. You have to expand. You have to take over other areas in order to grab these resources. The United States' biggest one during this time was through Cuba, Hawaii, Guam, Philippines. Yep, sugar cane. Good job. All focused right around that equator. And the last one. Autumn? Yep, that goes along with two. Awesome. Yep, good job. So establish military bases throughout the world, right, into these imperialized areas. Good. All right, describe the U.S. purchase and annexation of Alaska and Hawaii. Be sure to explain who the U.S. bought the territory from, the resources for the purchase or taking of this territory, and finally, significance of each territory. All right, so there's a lot to it. If you didn't fully answer that, you didn't get full credit, obviously. You like that? All right, so Alaska, let's start there. When did we purchase it? Oh, when did we purchase this one? 1860. Nope.
Wrong.
Nope. Nope. 1867. Oh, come on, guys. 2 years after the Civil War. And who convinced the United States to buy this land? William Seward. Yep, good job. And many people thought this was an icebox. That's why it gets the nickname Seward's Icebox. Okay. And they didn't think of what resources and benefits it had for the U.S. But what resources do we extract from it? Ethan? Timber and oil especially, right? Then if you wanted to put gold in, that's great too. Good. Timber, oil, gold, right? Different and new fisheries. Okay, whaling. Oh, that's awesome. And military bases. Okay, so establishing military bases in this land. And then we have Hawaii. Did we buy it from it? Oh, yeah, sorry. Who did we buy Alaska from? Russia. Yeah, we bought it from Russia. I know I jumped back. Sorry, that's my fault. How much did we buy it for? 7.2 million. Yep, good job. Today's money around 150 million. Cheap, easy. And we follow that Monroe Doctrine, right? Eliminate another European country out of the Western Hemisphere. All right, now we got Hawaii. Go ahead, Colin. Who did we buy it from? Yeah, we didn't buy it. Yeah, we didn't buy it at all. Good. And why were we there? Sugar. Yeah, religion. Spread Christianity, manifest destiny. But realistically, we're there for sugar. And then we established military bases there. One in particular, Pearl Harbor. Okay, Pearl Harbor. All right, any questions on that, guys? We good? So you had to make sure you answered all in full detail in order to receive full credit for that. Okay, that's all I got for that. And I want to show you a video real quick, and then you can work on your PowerPoint presentation. Sound good? Oh, yes, I'm going to come around and check those bell ringers. Yes. Thank you, Ethan. Make sure you guys post the bell ringers on today's assignment day so I can give you credit for that. Remember, close at midnight. Okay, close at midnight. So make sure you turn those in.